7. So, first thing up, what we need to do is disconnect the battery. I'm going to disconnect the battery just to be safe here, or just so that it doesn't register some more fault codes. I like to disconnect the battery before I do work. So we got that covered. We'll get that off at the back here. There's another clip which you just pull. So that off. We'll take this guy out just to get it out of the way. Okay, well, that's not how it comes out, but anyway, we've got it out. I'll just pull that off. Loosen this up a little more. Oh, it looks pretty loose. The airbox just pulls up. Sticky. I don't know why you want to come up. I'm not loose enough or what? That's pretty loosey there. Yeah, there's just a little clip that's holding it on. So, just get that off. All right, so airbox is out here. And I'm just going to pull that off. Just to have a little looky down there. See if maybe, just maybe, it is that. Something like that. Way. Three. Way onto. Alright, so let's just pull this up and see what we can see. Is this thing? Is this thing bust or what? Okay, so that's moving. It's moving. I'm gonna pull this thing off. Just see what's going on. There we go. We got some light. It's a bit unconventional, but it's working. We got a thunderstorm outside, and I turned the car around just to get some natural light, but there's lightning right outside the garage door, and I'm like, I don't want to get snapped. So we're working in the dark, and that's just the way it is. Right, so this is the airflow sensor, and this is the heat sensor, so intake heat sensor over there, and this is the valve flap control actuator that opens and closes the flaps in the intake manifold. So either that is broken and it's not opening the flap, or one of the flaps have come out or bust themselves, or maybe there's just not enough, there's such a big boost leak that it's just not enough pressure to open the flaps up. Maybe, I don't know, we shall see. Right, so we're just disconnecting all of these sensors because this wiring loom is in the way, and I just want to create some space. Oh yeah, look at this I remember now, it's a little beastie because this pipe is attached deep down in the hole, right on the underside, and I actually think that I put a new clamp on. I put a hose clamp, so alright, so that's the wiring loom is disconnected from the intake lefty loosey. Let's just test it on this one. Yep, there we go. So that's one. Whoops. Okay. We've lost it down the hole. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Probably Oh my gosh. Did I strip that? No, it's okay. Right, last one. Should be able to just do this. Normal access. Most difficult part of this job is getting yourself into these spaces, eh? Okay, so don't drop the screws. Then you have to open up the underside of the panel. Alright, so, okay. And see, the throttle body is out. We have a little bit of oil coming through the boost charge pipe. So interesting. Alright, underneath here, this part is just, it's clipped in. It's clipped in. It's clipped in. I don't actually see. Why? It can't just stay in. There is one pipe that is. No, it can't because that pipe runs. Oh, there's another one that runs, yeah. I haven't worked on this for a while, so. Alright, so we've just taken off that throttle body controller, and if you see down there, you see there's like an air sensor. I'm not really sure what it does, but it is connected to a pipe that runs underneath the block or on the side of the block. So we got to just clip that off, and you see that grey, there's a grey clip on the underside. You just got to push that up and then it unclips. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch this on camera, but you just give it a squeeze and then there we go. All right, so that's popped off. So now we can resume with taking off this intake. With my hand first, and then use the electric ratchet. This one, that one again. So all of those wrapped up, ready to go. Use that. Okay, now there's only that one left, and I think that is a size 8 spare. Yep. Alright, just crack that open. It's nice and loose. Just do that by hand now. So that bolt's, it's not going to come out, it's stuck in there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one. There's always one that you forgot about. If it's not coming easy, you know you've forgotten a bolt. Alright, see how that just pops, no problem. 1/4 inch? No, I didn't say it. It's a 1/4 inch. Oh, look at that. That's really loose. Really loose. I don't think that's supposed to be that loose. That's crazy loose. Maybe that's that could have been a problem. Maybe that's a problem. I didn't tighten that up enough. Okay. Okay. Stuff. Did I just break that now? Look at that. If I just broke that now, oh. Okay, so I know one thing, that my intake flaps are working. There's nothing stuck on that. You can see they're shutting. All of them are shutting good. So that means there's a problem somewhere else. So this is part of an old engine that I took out, and you can see on the side of the engine block by the crankcase is the crankcase breather hose, which runs up into the air intake manifold, right? So that is part of the pipe that I just connected on the top. Now, if that thing's not blowing correctly or clean, then I think I just want to double check that it's not that this is the problem. So I'm gonna take this one off because I think this one is good, but I'm gonna clean it out. I'm gonna clean it out just to make sure that we've covered all bases. Alright. So that just pops out. And you get that nice and clean. Alright, so just gonna pop this crankcase breather hose off. Alright, so here's the situation. I just can't get my spanner in there because of this sensor over here. So what I'm going to do is I've got to take this out. Right. So this sensor is coming out before we can get this crankcase breather hose off. So now that'll just create the space that we need. It's like some sort of magnet. Anyway, workshop rules is that wherever you take a bolt out of, if it can go back in, it goes back in. Right now we should be able to get to that bolt. All right, so down in the hole again, and we've got no space. Trying to get something in here is proving pretty challenging. There we go. Alright. Hopefully that hasn't bust anything. Strip my screw. Alright. Pull this guy up and then see what we can see. Ooh, that's a little nasty. I got some washers and I'm gonna replace this crankcase ventilation washer. So if I can set this up. Right. Just gonna get this guy off. The old one. Trying not to bust it. You can feel it's really stiff. Unlike the new one, the new rubbers feel really soft. So we'll just slip that over there. So that feels pretty good. We'll just lube that up before we put it in, so we don't want it to bust. So we'll just get a bit of oil and rub that around on the cloth. Yeah. We'll just make sure we get a good seal. And then make sure that we also clean that. Let's try again. Didn't feel like it had that nice click. There we go. Nice and flush. You can feel it click when that washer sits in there. So now just got to bolt it down, and if I can remember where I put the bolt, because I didn't follow workshop rules, which was put the bolt in where it came out of, so that you know where it is. So now it's missing. I'm gonna pinch now. So we'll just tighten this up by hand, making sure that it's going in on the threads. Let's see. Okay. So, because I followed workshop rules, I know exactly where the bolt is. No problem. So we just get this magnet back in place, and then my hand's covering it up. Pretty hard to see what's going on. So that is plugged in. Didn't leave it unplugged. So okay, that's nice and tight. Make sure that connection's nice and good. All right, that's all good. It looks like my gasket, manifold gasket, might need replacing. Time for everything to go back in, and afterwards there's a lot of things in the way here. Oh, okay, so another bolt. Let's try maneuver this into place first, and then we can put a bolt in just before it's snapped in place. So this one's got to go over. Out of the way. That's out of the way. And we got to go fishing underneath for bolts. And I've dropped one down the, what's it called, the under panels. So I've got to take that off, and then hopefully I'll find my little torque bit that I dropped in the beginning as well. That's the wiring loop. Air intake. Out of the way. Now we should have it in place. Should. And tighten that up. Just to hold it. Alright, so I'm going to connect up this little part that I pulled out here, which is this. So you can hear that click in, nice. I like to do this by hand, just because the electric screwdrivers can get a little bit strong, and if you start it off wrong, you can strip it and strip the hole, and then you have to tap and die it, and I don't want to do that. Okay, the torque sequence starts from the middle and works its way out, and it's about 15 Newton meters. So I'm gonna, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I kind of have that as the middle. Right. But I'm just gonna get these bars up a little snug so that we know that we're sitting good. All right. So now just give that a little torque. There we go. There's 15. That's 15. So next one. Okay, 15. Sorry about that. Tick. All right. So we got that 15, and now this one's just gonna have to be by feel because I can't really get the wrench in there. Yeah, that feels about right. So we can clip our little fuel pump in. We can get this top section in. Our camshaft sensor. our coil pack unplugged. We can get our power steering pump back in. It's sitting on the rails. Sitting in there. Now, I hope this is the right way around, to be honest. Don't over tighten these because you can easily strip the plastic. So we know that that one goes in there. Right, you can see this thing. Is opening, and then make sure I get it in the flap or the little hole. I have a feeling that I should have done this while it was off. Alright. That's grabbed. That's nice. Okay. We broke it. I mean, we'll get this dual E-clamp on. I'm going to tighten that up. But that was very loose. That was very loose when I took it off. I just took this thing for a spin after doing that work, and it's driving amazing. There are absolutely no misfires. It's just on the motorway, cruise control, set it, and it just didn't skip a beat. So obviously whatever was going on, I reckon there was a leak. Very happy I solved that misfire. I spent quite a lot of time trying to figure it out with the coil packs and the spark plugs and doing all of that testing, and then, you know, I got the scanner on it and just thought maybe there's some codes that the scanner's picking up that the engine light's not flicking on. So there's no engine light, but the codes were there, and it was telling me that the throttle control valve for the actuator wasn't opening or closing properly. So I guess that led me to look in the right place after all, instead of trying to figure everything out. You know, there's a lot to it. There's a lot that could be wrong. I was thinking about replacing the fuel pump, you know, checking the injectors. I got some injector cleaner, I put that in the tank, ran that. It didn't solve the problem, so I thought maybe the seals are wearing, maybe I need to replace the fuel rail, all sorts of things. But, you know, just a simple plug into the computer, and yeah, problem solved, you know. So yeah, happy.